Hi guys, today I want to share with you my paleo diet weight loss story. Now just to warn you, this story is not about somebody who went from being morbidly obese to now being jack ripped with abs. My story is much more average. I'm a computer programmer, I sit at my desk all day, I was about 20 pounds overweight. The weight was weighing on me both mentally and physically. I just was beginning to get a bit of a belly and it was really depressing me. I was wearing baggy clothing when I go to visit my family, a lot of sweaters, just so that nobody would realize that I had actually gained this amount of weight because it was really embarrassing. So I decided that it was time for me to make a change in my life and that I needed to do something. So I decided to give the paleo diet a try, and I have been really impressed. So to start off with, what is paleo? Well, paleo is the idea of us eating like our ancestors used to before agriculture. So we're eating a lot of meats, a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits, a lot of fish, really no dairy or grains. And I gotta say, it's worked really darn well. And how that affects me and my eating is that when I go to the grocery store, I shop the outer edges of the store. I don't buy anything pre-processed. All of my shopping is done with fresh food. A lot of asparagus, a lot of meats, things that will actually go bad. So that's good and bad. It's good because it means you're eating healthy. The bad thing is it means you're gonna have to make more trips to the store. I now make a trip to the grocery store at least once a week, if not more, because the food will spoil. Whereas before I was buying pastas and rice and prepackaged, pre-made food that would last literally for years sometimes, but that's not necessarily healthy. So now I'm buying all fresh, all food that can actually go bad, but that is good for you. And not only have I lost weight, but I feel incredible now. I used to get really hangry, is what I would call it, where I would be so incredibly hungry by the time noon would come around that I was just like angry. I was just really, really hungry. And what turns out, that's like your blood sugar, spiking and falling. And now that I'm doing paleo, I don't have that happen anymore. It's really darn cool. So what my results have been on the diet is I started off at about 165 and now I'm at 144. So I'm down to my high school weight again. And I'll go ahead and put on the screen the before and after photos of what I looked like. When I first started this diet, I took some video and showed what my belly area, waist looked like. And today I went ahead and filmed some more so you can see the differences. And I hope you can tell that there's actually a huge change around my waist. I was carrying all of this extra weight right on my tummy area that I really didn't need to be carrying. And this is the most I had ever weighed in my life before. And it was just getting really depressing, sitting at my desk, having fat roll over my belt. And so it was just really mentally messing with me. And so I decided to do paleo, and I've got to say, I've absolutely loved it. Now, what inspired me to do paleo was this book by Abel James called The Wild Diet. And strictly speaking, it's not 100% paleo. The Wild Diet does have some deviations from paleo. Abel James's Wild Diet allows you to have some dairy, some cheese. I've done more stricter paleo. I haven't had any cheese. But the cool thing about paleo is that you can eat really darn well. And that's one of the things that attracted me to the diet is how many diets can you eat bacon and eggs for breakfast? And you eat great food. You can eat hamburgers without the buns. You can eat steak. You can eat all these amazing foods, fresh fish. And there's no calorie counting. I had tried before in the past to lose weight by counting calories and reducing the amount of intake. And it did work for a short time, but it wasn't sustainable. I've been doing paleo diet now for a couple months, and I will never go back. I don't count any calories. I'm actually eating more than I used to, and I'm losing weight, which is great. And I'm eating eating amazing food. I've never eaten this well in my entire life. I'm eating steaks, I'm eating wild caught fish, I'm eating asparagus, I'm eating all of this really good food, and I'm losing weight. I'm not even having to think about it, which is the best part. Is paleo is simple. There's no counting calories. There's no extreme exercising you have to do. You can do exercising, definitely, but for my results, I haven't exercised at all. I only wanted to change one thing in my life at a time. I may incorporate exercise later on, but exercise has not been a part of this diet for me at all. It's only been changing the way I eat. Now, there's also a couple other books I would recommend. My wife and I use this book. This is one of our cookbooks that we use. We really, really like it. You'll notice that there's pancakes on the cover. You can use almond flour to make pancakes and stuff like that. Now, I'm sure people will comment down below that that's cheating. That's not necessarily 100% paleo. Paleo is... There's so many definitions of paleo, but as long as the big thing is that you're not eating pre-processed food and you're eating fresh ingredients, that's going to be the biggest thing. Whether you can make pancakes out of almond flour or coconut flour, those are smaller things. Just make sure that you're eating fresh food. That's the big thing. Another thing that we noticed is that because we're going to the grocery store all the time and we're using these fresh ingredients, we're doing a lot more cooking. We've been dirtying a lot more dishes. So we got this book called One Pot Paleo, and this book is to help you make paleo dishes all in one dish, so you have less dishes to clean up at the end of the night. So those are our two main cookbooks that we've been following. Been really pleased with them. But I would recommend checking out Abel James's book first because it explains why paleo works. It explains the science behind paleo, why eating this way is healthy and good for you, and why you lose weight. And he does a much better job of explaining it than I ever could. So I've actually bought that book twice, once on Kindle for myself, and then once in a physical hardback book, as you just saw, so my wife could read it. And I absolutely love it. It's been an inspiration, and I think everybody should read it who wants to do paleo. So yeah, that's my story. I've lost over 20 pounds now. I'm about 21 pounds down, and it's been great. It has been one of the best choices I've made in my entire life, and I don't think I'll ever go back to eating any other way. I feel so good. I have more energy than I've ever had. Every week, I lose a little more weight, and I'm always expecting me to gain weight because I'm like, oh man, I ate, 2 or 3 86% dark chocolate bars this week. I had bacon and eggs. I had paleo pancakes. There's no way that I lost weight this week. I mean, I ate so much, it's just impossible. And every week I get on the scale and I'm surprised. I do want to mention that the first few weeks you will lose quite a bit of weight, and then it will slow down. My first 2 weeks, I think I lost around 4 or 5 pounds each week, which was dramatic. But then after that, it slows down. I've been losing about a pound to half a pound a week for the last couple months. But that's great. I'm going in the right direction, so I've been really, really excited. Also, this is kind of gross, but the first few weeks, as your body's adjusting, you will notice that your stool changes. I think that's normal. It's only the first few weeks that you notice that, but I just do want to give you a heads up on that. But paleo is awesome. Paleo is great. I've really enjoyed doing this diet. It's something that is not a diet per se. It's a lifestyle change for me, and I've been really pleased. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave your feedback down below, and I'll talk to you later.